Next up, we have our second feature. This is Angie Belcher. Angie is an award-winning stand-up poet. Award-winning stand-up, a poet, actor, and writer. To quote Phil Jupitus, aka Porky the Poet, not a bad recommendation. Highly recommended. Go and see her. She tours the Southwest bars, dives, and drafty tents. And this is one of her last performances before she heads off to entertain audiences at the Edinburgh Fringe. Ladies and gentlemen, Angie Belcher.
Thank you, it's lovely to be in Swindon on a Sunday afternoon.
That's like on the straight
I want to be your bunny rabbit and follow you everywhere you go. I don't care if you're attached, I promise they'll never know. I'll do all the things that they won't do. I won't even complain if you wee down the side of the loo. Because I'm lost in your eyes. I am complete when you are near. Oh, Stephen Fry! I wish you weren't queer. I've come over from Bristol today. Everything you need to know about Bristol really is that, they say that in London you're only ever 9 yards away from a rat. In Bristol you're only ever 9 yards away from a Reiki therapist. And in Swindon you're only ever 9 yards away from a spreadsheet. But I come from the Midlands. My family gave me everything that a poet needs, really. I'm a working class girl, and I know that I'm working class because my mum was a dinner lady and my dad was emotionally repressed. It's like growing up on the set of a Mike Leigh film, complete with sombre clarinets every time he moved. As a young girl growing up in the Midlands, I had two careers choices. You could either become a hairdresser or become pregnant. Most people chose the latter. It was much easier to get up the duff than it was to do an MVQ. But my mum's lovely, but she's getting on a bit now. Mum, she's got the Alzheimer's. It's very trendy. Everyone's got it now, yeah. Just gets her words mixed up. She says to me things like, "Your cousin Donna, she's having problems conceiving, so they're going to give us some of that HIV." Or she'll say, your Auntie Mary, she keeps falling over, but they found out what's wrong with her. She's got balsamic nervosa. So my second poem is all about my mum, and it's called A Weekend with My Mum. And it's for anyone who's ever found their mum really fucking gets on their nerves. She thinks that I'm without sight or sound, pointing out the bleeding obvious all around. "Oh, look, it's a robin redbreast." Yes, I know. "Oh, you just spilt that." Yes, I know. I've got 2 eyes and 2 ears, and you paid for me to get 2 degrees. She's like a walking, talking thermostat, always telling me where the temperature is at, informing me she's getting hotter or colder, and telling me there's other people that are getting older. It's a weekend with my mum. And no, it's not coloured. It's black. It's nothing to do with this modern PC thing. It's been this way since 1973, and yet her knowledge of other colours is quite immense and unreal. Everything's always aqua, or mauve, or topaz, or teal. Nothing's ever just blue. And she asks me questions that no one knows the answer to. It's a weekend with my mum, feeding me things I've not liked since I was 10. No, I'm not really up on the latest episode of Mr. Ben, asking me if I'm courting, reminding me of pretentious things I said when I was 14. If someone vomits on TV, I'll make her mock gag. She obsesses over the location of her handbag, getting me up at 6 so I've got no plans for the day, doing this when she says the word gay. Quoting unreliable statistics from the Daily Mail she's read, lists of people she knows that are dead, stopping abruptly for no reason in the street, carefully placing loo roller, then still hovering over a public loo seat, stretching things off at the wall before I'm finished, getting excited that the chicken comes with all the trimmings, it just means gravy and veg. Telling me how good my dad was in the sack. Nothing rhymes with this. It's just sick and bad. It's a weekend with my mum. Wearing tights she's done for 10 years, expecting the man to buy the beers, calling toilets labs and knickers drawers. Halfway through a sentence she might just pause and forget where she is. She knows who is all fur coat and no knickers, and knows mutton dressed as lamb. She smiles at strangers' babies in their prams. It's a weekend with my mum. But then, last week, I found myself tutting jeans round their bottom U's. I put magic kisses on my goddaughter's bruise. I started buying lots of tinned goods just in case. In case of what? In case of a nuclear attack or aliens invade, I like my pill these days rather than just getting laid. Oh my god. Am I just getting older, or am I turning into my mum? I want to kill all pop musicians and be in bed by 10. I start most of my sentences with, I remember when. I tell people scantily clad they'll catch their death. I can clean most things with spit and hot breath. I am now turning into my mum. Every handbag has a tissue in it. I'm a lot less wanker. I'm all, oh, you silly git. Suddenly, I'm attracted to M&S. I want to feel the quality of my girlfriend's new dress. Now I'm all about the washability. When some tap from H&M used to do for me, I am now turning into my mum. I am loving matching napkins. I carry a pen everywhere. I can stop a 5-year-old with that stare. Shut the door, we're not born in a barn, I said. Rereading books I've already read. Worrying about the state of the carpet. Getting wet myself, excited about an organic market. I am now turning into my mum. Mispronouncing technical jargon. Cutting out newspaper articles. Worrying about phone calls past 9 o'clock. Going nuts, knock when I knock. I'm turning into an old age bird. God, how I love the Guardian crossword. My mum said, you'll understand when you get older. Oh, is it me? Or is it getting colder? Thank you.
It's actually getting colder, that's what's really annoying.
So, I've just had my 40th birthday. Cheers. Things change a lot when you're 40. For example, when I was in my 30s, I used to wear makeup to look pretty. And now I wear makeup to look human. So that I don't scare the cat. I'm childless, and you know, when you're childless in your 30s, people say to you, you've got loads of time. You've got loads of time to have kids, you have. You've got loads, I've got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of time. And then the moment you hit 40, their tune changes. You've got no time. You've got no time. Quick, freeze your eggs. Fuck a tramp. Let's get on with it, you know. So I thought I'd better get on with it. This is a poem about trying to find love at a hippie workshop. Do you do hippie workshops in Swindon?
Oh yeah, every Monday night.
A little advert for your hippie workshop there, please. Try drama therapy intensives for confidence top-ups. There's lots of group hugging and violent but intimate warm-ups. If your sex life is redundant and your fanny's feeling wronged, try tantra for a weekend. It's full of cock-ring men wearing only a smile and a sarong. Go to psycho-spiritual encounter groups. It's like another version of speed dating, where you get a colour-coded printout of your actual insecurity rating. But choose your hippie workshop location carefully so you get more for your dollar. If you go to aromatherapy in Dudley, you'll find Bourbons and squalor. Turn your hand to art therapy or make some yak skin gloves. Yes, you can turn your life around with the healing power of doves. At 5 rhythms dance, they focus on the joy of breathing in and out. That's in and out. Yeah, I spent 300 quid to learn breathing. Something I already know all about. Your communication must always be authentic. It's about intention and appearance. You can't call the facilitator a cock. I've learnt this from experience. I saw some git there selling a book about how your life is so shit and all you need is their motivational ethos to stop you from ending it. You must always sit barefoot or Birkenstocked in circles wearing jumpers made by Belcher or unicorns and find your power mammal. Well, that's alright because I'm used to being on all fours. I was told I was a tiger who had low self-esteem but needed control and power. I'm a stand-up poet. To find the act of any to sniff people's bums for an hour. I've always known I have the emotional integrity of a kitten. Just show me some affection. You are my father projected and I am smitten. So, the bloke who did the massage training was bang on the money, of course. He was tall, dark, handsome, understanding and hung like a racehorse. He impressed me with his relaxed eye-to-eye contact, his superb listening skill. I fell for his forward facilitator charms. God damn it, I was ready to rewrite my will. I fell into my long-term safe partner dream. You're everything I want, I said. I had the chocolate box vision of him shouting at the spaniels while I was handcuffed to the bed. I stayed on to the end of the workshop when everyone else had gone, and I managed to convince him that I needed a one-to-one. But all he wanted to talk about was mung beans in transition, so I was sorely tempted when he said, "So what's your position?" But it seemed that across the facilitator-client boundary, that bit of paper I signed at the start of the course meant that I wouldn't touch people inappropriately. I got all sexy and confessional, not knowing there's some sort of Hippocratic oath. He came me on about being professional, then giving oral sex to common oaths. So it's back to the drawing board. No more hippie workshops for me. It seems I'm just too difficult, not ready to open up. I've learnt that a hippie workshop isn't the place to look for a fuck. Thank you. My next poem is about one of my favourite shops. I've got two favourite shops. First of all, I really like the Polish shop. That's because me and my friends play this game called Guess What It Is Until You Get It Home. It's like an adult version of a Kinder Egg. It's lovely. This is actually my ode to Aldi. Do you have Aldi in Swindon?
Yeah.
Lovely. Lovely. Lots of them, yeah. You like going to Aldi here. I know what the other kind of main pastime of Swindon is, and that is drinking tins of lager outside Poundland. I'll be doing that. It's lovely. It's a thing to do. Ode to Aldi. If your shopping list goes like this: beans, bread, fishing tackle, gaffer tape, garage door lock, cordless drill and Chinese wok, you can find all these in the middle aisle, where strangely enough they've got everything that you need to commit suicide. Welcome to Aldi World. The Lacura brand moisturiser is probably made out of dead mice. But who can complain when it's at this price? The wine's so cheap, I feel like I'm stealing, which is why we all stand in the queue looking uneasy. You'll happily spend 20 quid on cheese alone, but balk at the prospect of paying 5p for a bag to get it all home. Then open up another till, and you rush to the front, though you were at the end of the queue, and you feel like you've cheated death. Everyone stands so close behind you, you can feel their breath. The cashier looks like an extra from The Killing, fondling your aubergines with the blue plastic gloves of inequality, as if she's worried she's going to catch my poverty. She asks, "How are you today? Are you okay?" as she scans absent-mindedly. No, I say, if I was doing okay, would I be shopping in fucking Aldi? Thank you. Didn't know how much time I've got left. I'll do one more, then I'll fuck off. Is that right? So this is a poem about. Oh, cheers. It's about cider. Does anybody like cider here? It's not pink. Don't listen. Anyone like cider?
Anyone like cider?
I don't want to bother doing me cider poem. Imagine instead of it says cider, imagine it says, what's that? Diet Coke. In a way, it's not really about cider, it's about apples. Do you like apples? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Ode to cider. I was at Edinburgh last year, some bloke said to me, "And is it actually an ode? You know, how many lines has it got?" You know, I'm talking to fuck off. Some want to use them to make a chutney, a puree, or a jam. But I think there's only one thing to do with an apple, because a cider girl I am. A cider girl I am. Something they go with pork, or eat them bobbing in a bowl, some quarter them daintily, some eat them up whole. Something they go with rhubarb, or make a tasty mid-morning treat. But I'm so convinced by their one true use, I wish it was Thatcher's flowing from my mother's teeth. And I'm not on about those great pretenders full of additives. I'm not a strongbow puller, I want something much more nice. And no, I don't want a Magnus in a glass half full of ice. And no, it's just a cider. I'm cider through and through. With every gulp, I want to taste the West Country mud and the farm girl's cheap perfume. It's got to be at least 4%, come in plastic barrels for storing in summer tents, a little bit warm, some sediment to boot. Oh, how I want to taste that forbidden fruit. Because Eve didn't want to rock the boat when she followed the snake's request. She was just sick of fig leaf fashion, and 'twas Adam's nagging she did detest. She just thought that apples. Though they look good on the tree, their picking should not lead to a firm telling off and a ban on nudity. Because God must have known, the moment that apple got picked, Eve's going to come up with a great distillery trick, because she knew the secret of fruit alchemy. Start with an apple, end up with scrumpy. Because you can large it with your lager, or you can stroke your beard with real ale. But the beauty of a cider is it releases a devil inside you. Yes, I know that is a shitty rhyme. I only wrote this the other week, I did not have much time. Because society has long campaigned for decorum, rules and piety, but cider flicks the bird at the stiff and stuffy. It's all about letting go, upsetting the apple cart, slogging strangers and letting go of a really loud fart. And did you know that cider is the only beverage which requires close proximity to cheese in the vat? Not really part of the poem. It's an interesting fact. Because New York chose its moniker well, though Steve Jobs ain't doing so well. But Apple is no brand to mock, because round its logo the Beatles did rock. So let's drink to cider me mucker, because you can't save with a strawberry wine, and a Calvados might be great in the heat, but you can stick Pear Perry where the sun don't shine. Thank you very much.
One more, go on. One more. Don't ask me, ask them. One more, folks? Yeah! Think that, soldier.
My boyfriend broke up with me. And, yeah, thank you, yeah. And this is, you should never ask this question through snot bubbles and tears. I said to him, because he got with a new girl like 3 days later, and I said, what has she got that I haven't got? And he said, she's really funny. So this is a poem, and it's called I Hate Dave. It's not actually his name, the identity has been changed to protect the guilty. And because nothing rhymes with Tarquin. Very emotional. I woke up one day to see the soft sunlight streaming through my bedroom window, hitting my eyes to awaken me to another anything could happen Sunday morning. And I thought, I hate Dave. I put the kettle on, and I felt the anger and the fury of the boiling bubbles of water. And I thought, I hate Dave. I took the cold, hard, evil milk out of the fridge. That's the milk. And I thought, I hate Dave. I looked down at the swirling cocoa pops of doom swimming in my cereal bowl, and I thought, I hate cocoa pops. I looked down at the sweet yet pitiful face of my cat, Timmy, who is now dead. And I thought, I hate Dave. And I heard the fervent and repetitive words from the mouth of my counsellor telling me to move on, Angie, with your life. And I just thought, Dave, and I hate him, I hate him, I hate Dave. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for Angie Belcher, please.